Okay, so we reviewed problem set one, and the main issue with problem set one was the thermal conversion. We just decided that, so I think we got that dialed in now. So let's go back to problem set two. Anybody want to kick that one off? I can take a look in here. I think I've gone through most of them.
Scroll up. What was up there on the top? What was all that? Oh.
That was how to convert it to
Show
PDF.
how to convert to PDF.
Oh, nice.
That Gary's mad on this one.
This one's a little weird. Let's just go straight to the problem. Let's go straight to the problem, shall we? I think this is it. This is the one that gives everybody the issues. And actually, I'm gonna take a little time and draw some artwork. So bear with me here. But what we're looking at is,
When I'm reading the questions and it's saying discount rate, I don't know what it is.
I know, nobody knows what a discount rate is, but I'll tell you,
Is it discounting money? Is it discounting the money? The money's value?
the discount rate is it's the same darn thing as the interest rate.
True, but when it says discount rate, does that mean it's accruing interest on a discount rate?
No.
No.
No, it's very confusing, and I wish that it was just all called money, but you have to have different names for money, because you got your annuity, you got your...
Depreciating value. I can understand what a 9% depreciating value is.
Mhm.
When you say a discount rate, I don't know if I'm making money or losing it.
I know.
have no idea what the hell-
I know.
Well, I think the
I,
discount rate works both ways. You've got your equipment itself is gonna start depreciating as soon as you take it off the lot. As soon as you set it up, it's gonna start going down, so that, the cost, the salvage value is gonna go down. But the money that you're making from the actual process that you're doing should be going up, because if it's not going up and it doesn't exceed, then you're losing money at the end.
Well, if the money you're making has a discounted rate on it, then you're either going up or down 9% with the money you're making.
it is,
Well, it all depends on.
it is very easy to overthink. It really is. That's the best I can do with it. Okay, so here's what, I'm gonna show this problem just graphically. This usually helps a little bit. So let's format,
Yeah, that's right.
align, let's align the middles. Let's take this guy, control, boom, and then let's align, distribute horizontally. Okay. So now we'll insert text box. So here's 0, so here's now. Make that a little bit bigger. Here's now. Copy paste. Here's 1. Here is 2. There's 3, here's 4, and here's 5. So there's several components to this problem. And what we're going to do is break them out one at a time and then add them up. 4, here's 5. Two. Okay, so let's just take it the very first thing. The initial cost of the equipment is $20,000. So you could, so this is what's going to come out of your pocket, and it's already in PV terms. It's like $20,000 now is $20,000 now. So what's going to happen with that is, we'll do a shape, we'll do this guy, and here's 20K. I do the right thing, insert shapes, yeah, arrow, start here, end here, color, let's make it red, make the end arrow like that, make the end arrow big. Okay, so insert text box, here's your, minus 20K right off the bat. So if this were the whole problem, it would say, what's the present value? Well, it's minus $20,000 because I haven't made anything yet. Haven't made anything yet. And that's in my equipment and installation. Okay, so that's our first thing. Now, if we keep going with the problem, it says that our operating and maintenance is going to be $1,000 annually, and that means that every year I'm going to have to hand somebody 100 Benjamins, in those dollars. So to get that, we're going to have to figure out how much money that is right now, and we know that, and this is it starts to get confusing right here, because
Is the $1,000?
yeah, and the fact is that, let me think about this. Let's just say you took out you were taking out a loan with the bank just to do this.
If you're paying 8.3 interest, it would just, your bill would be this.
Yeah.
So is that 8? That's not 8. That's 5,000 minus 8.3%, which is 39.
Well, let's look at the equation. So they've got where'd the 5? Oh, here it is. Okay. So he's just taking an extra step here. But this is going from an annuity to the present value. And if we go back, I want to open that other. Nice little spreadsheet that I have.
Your address bar is unavailable.
I know it always is.
Is that a new computer?
New to me. So if we do that, there's the amount. So there's your
So you're given us the annuities, and your present value with your annuities is negative.
well, I put it in. I actually put it in as a negative in that particular case. But
Okay.
that's the equation. So the question is, and I'll throw it back at this: would you rather have $3,961 now, Or would you rather have $1,000 for 5 years? That's why this number has to be smaller. Because you're like, yeah, I'll go ahead and just take that 3,900 now, and then I'll invest it at 8.3%, and then I'll have $1,000 a year for 5 years. That's the way to think, at least that's the way I think about it. Because I know that, well, yeah, $5,000 is more than 3,000 or 3,961, but given the choice at an 8.3% interest rate or 8.3% discount rate, same thing, it's a break even. That's where that number comes from.
So, because if you got 0% interest, or your discount rate was 0%.
Yeah,
You'd have $5,000 at the end of that. So,
yeah,
your discounting rate is making your money worth less, is what you're saying, right?
yeah, yeah.
So your money is going down in value because of the 8.3%.
Yes, yeah, money always goes down, yeah.
But that's the rate of basically inflation or deflation?
It's, well, rate of inflation is something else. Rate of inflation is ask a bunch of people what it is, and you're gonna get a bunch of different answers, but it's, yeah, it's weighted based on what the currency's doing, what the price of oil's doing, what the price of clothes, yeah, there's a lot going on there. Yeah.
So just for the sake of this 8.3%, that $1,000 for 5 years is depreciating 8.3%.
Yes,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what is getting discounted.
yeah,
yes.
That makes sense.
yeah, so you always go back to these, yeah,
And I was looking, I mean, my numbers look the same, but they're, the lies.
yeah, right. Yeah, so a way to draw this out would be on our Excel. You come in here and you say, copy, paste, what we're looking at, and these are gonna be our payouts. So let's just make this one, let's just say we're paying this out, so it's green. Each one of these guys gets paid out. And there's our 1K. What was that? O&M?
Operation and maintenance.
I think that's what that was. So -1K per year, O&M. So that's what that little greenie is there. Okay, moving right along. Now, we are selling, I think we're selling electricity here, right?
No, you're not selling it until the next one.
Right.
Where's the 5,000 bucks coming from?
That goes for,
Oh, it just says it'll generate revenues. Yeah. So it could be wind, it could be solar, but whatever the device is, maybe it's a bull riding machine at the local bar.
There you go.
You're gonna make $5,000 a year, pinball machine, whatever. You're gonna make this 5,000 per year. So the question then becomes, so that would be 25,000.
No.
But
Close to-
it would be, but it's not, because,
Right, would be.
yeah, it would be. Oh, I see. So these are all Fraser's notes. He does a little more of a meticulous job than I think I do in general, but he gets this factor, and the factor just uses I and N. And again, these are just copy pasted from all of your other equivalence values. And then he'll multiply the value by the main coefficient.
Oh.
And just run that. So if you go back to all the accounting books, they'll have this factor in there, and the factor is calculated just on the percentage rate and the number of years.
So 5,000 times 5 years is 25 and 8.3% of that and subtract it out of 25, you get 19.
Well, it's a little more subtle than that. It's the 5,000 times that factor. That,
It's changing by every year by a factor of, or every,
well, we could play with it. I mean, if this went out to 10 years, that factor changes,
double.
doubled. If it was 1 year, that factor changes, but we're working with 5.
Okay, I see what it is. You go 5,000 the first year at 8.3% interest, so you get 5,000 the first year plus the next year's 5,000 plus the 8.3, the next year's 5,000 plus 8.3 plus 5,000 plus the next year. So it's
Yeah.
gonna keep compounding on it.
Yeah, yeah. So again, you come back to the same question. Come back
It's
to,
not increasing though, you're not getting 5,000 plus 8.3%.
it's,
Yeah.
Because you're dividing by your interest rate, so it's going to go down.
Well, if you multiply,
It's 5 times 5 is 25, like I said, so you get 19.8 instead of 25,
yeah,
because you're dividing by your interest rate.
yeah, it's a little more subtle than that, because the question comes back again, would you rather have $19,800 now, or $5,000 a year for 5 years?
Because next year that 5,000 is only worth 48.99, and then the year after that, that 5 grand's worth 47.27.
Yeah,
And then it keeps going there and there, so you're getting gypped out of a couple $100 every year.
yeah. I mean, $5,000 a year from now is worth $5,000 a year from now, and $5,000, 5 years from now is worth 5,000 5 years from now. But 5,000 a year for 5 years is worth
Dang.
19,800. Now, if this were, I guess he pinned everything on this one number. If I go in here and say, well, gosh, money's not that expensive. You know, everything changes a lot, and come back down here and say, yeah, it's a lot closer to 25,000. But, shoot, money itself is expensive. So they just copy pastes up in here. Now, this last one gives headaches too, because the question says, in 5 years, I'm expected to get $7,000. Someone's going to hand me $7,000 in 5 years. Well, what's that worth right now? There it is,
Oh. So you want the present value,
of $7,000.
and then you're gonna add that with your present value of your revenues, and you take that
Yeah.
away from,
Yeah. So you're spending 20. This is your capital cost up front to buy the stuff. This is your operating cost. This is how much you're going to make over the lifetime, and that's how much you're going to make at the end. So it turns out, it's almost a break even.
right.
Now, I don't see how he's got this rigged. If we ran this out a little further, let's see if we just ran this out a little further.
Present value. But the present value for your operations and maintenance, does it take into account the first year that it's operating and maintenance?
No,
Okay.
you only hit it 5 times. You only hit that at the end of year 1. I was going to play around with this guy a little bit. Revenue. Present value, that minus 20. Let's see what he's got here. Plus B 30. 19,000 a year. Oh, I see. Oh, this is because this should equal, I hard code equal that. I think this is just a, that's just a double check there. So if you run it for 20 years, it's worth more now. Because, you know, you're making more money each year.
Your revenue stays.
Yeah. And this is the exact type of spreadsheet that an investor looks at before they're deciding whether to invest or not. Because at some point, you're like, do I stick with it? Gosh, what if it breaks after year 10? Or do I just get out now? So it's a lot like gambling, right? You go into the gambling, I'm down for a little bit, oh, now I'm up, okay, I'm done, I'll get out.
And you probably check the odds before you're gonna gamble, so you'd be like, well, what's the market of this device?
Yeah.
I check the odds before I stick my money in the machine.
Now, here's another one for you. This is a true story. So we're looking to get a company funded right now because we want to, make a machine to make biofuel, we want to make biochar, we want to put in solar panels. Well, it costs money right now to put in the solar panels. It's just exactly like this. The company that's interested in funding us says, oh, we got a lot of money, we've got to put it somewhere. Why don't we just put it into you guys, and we'll take all your carbon credits that you generate. Like, oh, well, okay, what would I do with the carbon credit? I'd much rather have the money, right?
You can sell the carbon credits.
Yeah, and so what's not 100% clear to me right now is, and so what these guys appear to be banking on is the future value of carbon credits. And it's a little weird because
It's like Bitcoins.
it's a little weird.
Bitcoins, do you mean like the bottom mill being filled with servers?
It sure is.
Bitcoin,
Yeah.
there's your Bitcoin operation right there.
So what's not clear to me, what is fairly clear to me is that if we keep cooking the atmosphere, the stuff's going to melt and Florida's going to disappear. So the question is like, what's Florida worth? What's Manhattan worth? There's some real estate there.
Can we put a short sale on Florida real quick?
I'm okay with you start property in Arizona.
So
Beachfront property.
I'm wondering, how that whole thing plays. Hey, look, we saved Florida. All you guys in Florida have to buy those carbon credits from us right now because that's the only reason you're not swimming.
Right.
Who knows? I don't know, but that's the economics that I'm
Yeah.
looking at.
Real estate of Florida
You know,
is affected
you
by
know
carbon
Spokane
credits.
project, right?
No,
That's the server project we want to know. It's full of wall servers.
of Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, I know.
It's
Yeah.
Bitcoin. It's called
Yeah.
Spokane project.
Oh, it's called what?
The Spokane project.
Really?
Basically, is what they're doing is they're taking money from different currencies, and every time you change money from one currency to the other, it costs a little bit of money to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll change the money into a different currency, and then they'll profit off that little bit of money, the currency exchange.
And I think.
And it's doing it in like real time.
Scotland got in big trouble for inflating their fraudulently inflating their currency and doing just that.
Yeah.
They got
Yeah.
steam water.
Yeah. So
Sounds shady.
because I know there are tax havens too. Certain
Right.
currencies will say, let's let's pull our money in something else before it loses value.
There's really cool, hey, President Trump, save Norwegian, or the Swedes want, to be your number 2 since America's your number 1 or something. It was about Trump, and they're like, we have the best tax policy you've ever seen. Waiting for you guys.
I don't know, the Swedes tax the heck out of each other.
Underlying